Hey everybody, Mr. Polymers here with the Flying 3DX6. I was going to do some tests of the different prop configurations, starting with the 50-30s, the 50-40, which is more lift, and then these are the 60-45, again, triple leaf and dual leaf. But I actually did that test quickly a few nights ago, and it's real apparent to me that pretty much forget the 50-30s on the 3DX6. I see no reason to use these unless maybe you're a beginner. These are very lethargic, have very little lift, and again, pretty much for me as an advanced flyer, these are worthless. So no sense even taking video. These are out of the question. The 50, again, the 5-inch, 50-40s, meaning they're 5-inch. This may be okay for a beginner. If you are going to buy this quad, it may be an option. Again, stick with the 50-40 props. Better lift, but nowhere near the performance I want. So my recommendation is the 60-45s, either the dual leaf, or actually I prefer the triple leaf. I think they're just a little smoother. Again, just my personal preference. I noticed on my prior videos using these give you a little bit of chop. I noticed, now granted, when I flew with these, it was pretty cold out, but I noticed a little bit of, I call it chop. The triple leaf tend to be a little smoother. So what we're going to do today, either today or tomorrow, I'm going to attach a video running two batteries. We're going to run the 1200, and then we're going to run the stock 1000 milliamp. I'm going to check the run time running both my cameras, the Mobius and the 808. Now the difference in these is 21 grams, so it shouldn't make a big difference given these propellers. This has pretty good lift. This is pretty powerful given this configuration. So again, we'll run a test on these two, get some run times. Also, I recommend all these quads, again, I always recommend a timer. Once you get to know the batteries, let's say for example these run for 6.5 minutes, I'll back it off by 30 seconds. I'll set this timer for whatever that time is, and then this will give me an audible beep when to bring it down. In addition to having this, I recommend a low voltage alarm here. Now let me go ahead and plug this in. As you see, it's rating 8.22 total volts, 411 and 411 on each cell. So I have this set at 3.5 volts. I did discover anything lower than that doesn't give me enough time to land it. 3.4 volts, which is what I have the Cheerson, and I have the V262 with the same alarm. I have those set at 3.4 volts, but you can't do 3.4 volts on this, because she comes down hard. She just goes into low voltage, LVC or low voltage crash, I call it. So again, 3.5 on the alarm. And what I'm going to do as I'm flying, I'm going to wait for the audible alarm to go off on this. So that's going to be my run time on this. So I don't know, maybe down the road I'll try some bigger batteries, which I have to place externally on here, but I actually did that the other day with one of my 2000 amp batteries. I charged this up. I don't know if it's a battery issue. I didn't get even 3 minutes. So I'm not sure what the hell was going on with this battery. Maybe a bad battery, but I don't know if, again, granted it's heavier, but just didn't have any luck with this particular battery. So, oh, one other quick note. To use the 60-45 props, which again 60 meaning they're 6-inch, you need to raise these two motors. So I did that using a disc, and I'll show a picture. You need to do a little kind of cloverleaf cutout. This disc will go underneath this motor. You buy the longer 8 or 9 millimeter screws. And you put those up through here, and then that'll lift the motor up, and then you do have to Dremel just a little bit here on this part of the body, get that clearance. So pretty easy setup. Again, wood discs are the easiest to use because you can, you know, drill them out. Kind of easy to work with these balsa type wood or whatever. I got these at Packatans and art supply store. Excuse me, I got these at Lowe's, I think. Lowe's or Home Depot. But anyway, these are actually in here. So that gets you a little bit of lift to use these larger props. So anyway, we'll see you guys out in the field. Hey everybody, Mr. Polymers here. We're out on my local park, the field where you've seen a lot of my videos shot. I'm going to go ahead. I have the 3DX6 here. We're going to run four flights today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run 2 of the stock 1000 milliamp battery, which I have here. And I'm going to run 2 of the 1200 YKS batteries. On each one, we're going to run the 808 keychain, and then we're going to run the Mobius. I'm going to get the different run times here. You can see my chart, little sticky here. I'm going to get the 4 run times, and I'll put the results on my YouTube channel. So anyway, as you saw, I have the low voltage alarm on that. I'm going to run this using a timer. I'm going to run that until it alarms. Then that's going to be my run time. So let's go ahead and let's get going. As you can see with the 6045 props, it is very fast. I'm just going to do some orbits around here. She wants to really climb here. I've got to really come back on the throttle. Full forward on the stick. Again, we're waiting to hear for that low voltage alarm to go. Nice and quiet. Again, very fast, definitely not for a beginner. Bring her down toward me. She can get away from you in a hurry. She's that fast, especially on the climb. So she keeps you on your toes. Oh, spin around here a little bit. Very sensitive on the sticks. Currently at 2 minutes 28 seconds. Again, very, very sensitive on the yaw. Just a little bit of yaw input, she really swings around. Now I'm hearing my alarm go off already. So the alarm is off. When I punched the throttle, it set the alarm off, but she's not on right now. I'm at 3 minutes 22 seconds. So that alarm has to be continuous before I bring her down. I'll keep her a little lower to the ground now. Okay, hear the alarm going again. There she went off. So again, if that alarm doesn't stay on, I'll keep flying her. Once that alarm goes continuous, I'm bringing her down. This alarm is a good safety. It's the best insurance not to let this go into LVC or low voltage cutoff where she crashes. There we go again. Currently at 451. Again, we're going to bring her down a little bit. She stays. Currently at 510. Okay. We're going to bring her down. Okay, I'm going to call that 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Let me go ahead and... Okay, test 2, 1200 milliamp with the keychain camera. Gotta make sure it's on. Okay, let's go. Let's go and clear the timer. Switch this on. Got the timer going. Let's go. Okay, this is the 1200 milliamp battery with the 808 keychain camera. I can't fly this out near as far as the Cherson because it's just a much smaller quad, a little harder to see. Definitely not for a beginner doing this. And take her out. Again, the climb is very good, much greater than you'd ever see on a toy grade quad. These 60-45 props really give it a lot of power. Again, bringing her back at me. She's crabbing a little bit. Take her up a little bit. Bring her down a little bit. A little difficult on orientation on this. Bring her down a little bit. And very sensitive on the sticks. No alarms yet. 3 minutes, 6 seconds. I hear the low voltage alarm, but I assume it'll go off when I lower the throttle. She did. She does that when I give her too much power. Okay, the alarm is on. We're only at 4 minutes 44 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and bring her down. Okay, she came down on her own there. We'll call it 4 minutes 45 seconds. Okay. Test number 3. Again, 1000 milliamp Mobius camera. Okay, let's set the timer. Let's go. She really wants to dive fast. I'm getting some erratic behavior here. Not sure why she acted that way. She just went a little funny. You can see her kind of dip there. She's a very twitchy quad. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put her on GPS. I'm going to switch her to GPS. Use that GPS now. Whoop. I notice when I switch her to GPS, I'm going to take her back off. She wants to throttle down. I'm an odd behavior. Okay. Got 7 satellites, 8 satellites, bouncing back and forth. Let's go ahead and get her going again. Get the timer back going. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put her on GPS. She's on GPS now. Supposedly the GPS, when I leave my right stick neutral, it should kind of hold its position. But you can see it's not really doing that. I'm showing 9 satellites. I'm going to go ahead and take her off GPS hold. About 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Now I've calibrated the compass on this several times, so don't think that's the issue. Could be getting interference from the cell tower there. I don't really notice any problems with the Cheerson, but maybe more problematic with the X6, because I see her once in a while, she'll dip down, kind of do some odd behaviors a little bit. But she can go loose on you real fast. So again, only for experienced pilots on this. Let's see, she kind of turned on her own. I didn't give her a right rudder. Or I don't think I did. Again, orientation on this a little more difficult. I can barely see the red props. We're at 4 minutes 52 seconds. I just hear the low voltage alarm going now. Got 5 minutes. Spray her down. Okay. Okay, last trial. The 1200 milliamp battery with the Mobius camera. Transmitter's on. Timer's on. Let's go. The X6 is actually more of a handful than Cheerson, believe it or not. Even though the Cheerson's a bigger quad, this just seems to be a little more sensitive, a little more nerve-wracking to fly for some reason. It's just a little jittery. Again, I don't know if it's we're due to the cell tower, but rarely is that ever a problem. I really never noticed it being a problem with the Cheerson. Here we come in for another. Kind of hard to tune this in, dial this in like I can the H8C or the toy grade quads. I can kind of fly them in close. They're pretty steady. This here, again, as I've always mentioned, it's got a little bit of a twitch to it. We're up at 1 minute 30 seconds. Bring her back down again. Again, orientation's a little hard on this at a distance because of the just the size of it. Small, and I can't see any of the lights, and I have to trust the low voltage alarm to let me know when to bring it down. Wind's picking up here a little bit. Full stick forward. That's about as close as I want to get it to me. This thing can hurt you if it hits you. Let's fly her out here a little bit. Again, she's fast when I give her full throttle. Those skids at the bottom help me a little bit with orientation. When they're head on or little dots, I know it's either going away from me or toward me. Two minutes, almost 3 minutes. Again, we're running the Mobius camera and the 1200 milliamp YKS battery. Don't want to run into the trees, so a lot of that is just experience and just kind of getting to know the altitude of this thing and how far it is, and just comes through experience flying, I guess. She is very quiet. Okay, I hear the low voltage alarm going now. We're at 40, well, it stopped. We're at 409. Let's bring her back around to me. Again, those skids, those foam skids actually help me. I can tell she turned around here a little bit. She kind of wants to, she's yawing right for some reason. I don't know if I'm paying so much attention to flying it. Here, I'm neutral on the stick. I'm not even touching the right stick. She's got a little bit of a right yaw to her. Okay, low voltage alarm's on again. If she stays on, I'm bringing her in. Okay, the remote's beeping at me too. We're at 5 minutes, 4 seconds. We're going to go ahead and bring her down. Again, I have the low voltage alarm set at 3.5 volts. Perfect landing. Okay, we'll call that 5 minutes, 5:10 or something like that. Call it about 5:10. Okay. Let's turn the Mobius off. Mobius is off. I'm going to take this off. Again, that's why I use Velcro. It's total voltage. It's showing, probably can't see it, 352, all 7 volts, 7.13 volts. So that's not overly low for this, but I just don't trust it. Once this alarm starts going off continuously, you need to bring it down. So it's the best insurance for not wrecking the quad. So there's 4 flights, and fortunately didn't wreck it or hurt it. But yeah, pretty much disappointed at this point with the runtime. I may try the 50-40s again. I know the 50-30 props are just not enough lift. Even if it gave me 8 minutes runtime, it's very lethargic. I may try the 50-40s, but I have a feeling they're not going to really improve my runtime. So, Mr. Polymers, I guess I'm getting too long-winded. We'll catch you guys later.